a bit more than 10% of his network was slashed off like this.
A bit more.
Yeah, 10%, a bit more than 10%, yes.
No, I mean, the way you say it, it seems like the way you say it, it sounds like it's not a lot of money. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
A bit
10% is
more, a bit more than.
a bit more. Okay, it's a bit more. Yes, you might be right on that. Can we start the show already, RJ?
I think we can.
Where do we begin?
We begin with Usain Bolt, as we said already. Earlier this week, we heard that things were getting hot down there in Jamaica.
I was gonna say caliente, but that doesn't apply in Jamaica.
Man, no caliente. They don't talk Spanish down there. It was getting hot in the streets of Jamaica. The attorney of Olympic heavyweight and legend Usain Bolt suggested earlier this week that he got lifted and made a lightweight. Literally. As 12.7 million on his brokerage account mysteriously dwindled.
Wow, dude.
Wait, you haven't heard to how much?
Okay. You mean to tell me there's more?
There's more. It dwindled to a mere 12,000.
Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy. The allegations was against the Jamaican company or brokerage, Stocks and Securities Ltd, SSL. They are just one of 15 registered broker dealers on the Jamaican Stock Exchange. Usain is estimated for around about, let's say, 90 to 100 million. 90 to 100 million. So it's basically if a bit more than 10% of his network was slashed off like this.
A bit more.
Yeah, 10%, a bit more than 10%, yes.
No, I mean, the way you say it, it seems like the way you say it, it sounds like it's not a lot of money. That's what I'm saying. A bit more than.
A bit more. Okay, it's a bit more. Yes. You might be right on that. Maybe I'm downplaying the 2%, but that's anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's still 2 million. If that's the real amount. But guys, Usain makes about 10 to 30 million a year annually just of endorsements. He has deals with Puma, Gatorade, Hublot, Virgin Media, Nippon Airways, Enertor. I don't know that company, but I've read about it. Let's put it this way. Allianz Direct, which is a German company. The Australian telecom company Optus. And last but not least, Visa. Well, I think you will have to probably work a bit harder this 2023 and 2024 to cover that amount. But as you know, as always, here at the Double Thought Show, we bring up the receipts. We come with the receipts. What better way to do that by to go down the streets of Jamaica? And we did. Today we have a couple of clips from Sportsmax, which is a Jamaican sports channel here on YouTube. And they are talking about the matter. George and Mariah are going to explain it all. So let's start right away with basically a short part of the clip.
And I'm working alongside a lady who doesn't work in the financial sector, Mariah Ramaran.
Yeah, but a lady who doesn't play with her money, and it's a lot of money, George, that's missing. They've basically cleaned out the man's account. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be able to function.
I want to read just a little bit from just as background, viewers, you would have been aware that there has been there has been fraud, not a fraud. There has been fraud of monumental proportions at one of our investment firms in Jamaica, Stocks and Securities Limited, one of the oldest, if not the oldest. I remember investing in Stocks and Securities, Mariah, when I was in third year in university. That was 2004. And I was approached by the gentleman, 2005, the year that I graduated. I was approached by the gentleman whose father founded the firm. So it was Mark Croskery. His father, Hugh Croskery, had founded Stocks and Securities Limited, and I started with them at that time. And it was highly reputable early, and it has forged its reputation over time. But we're hearing now that for at least 5 years, 2017 to now would be 6 years. So at least 6 years now, there have been problems at Stocks and Securities Limited. And those issues came to a head with news that Bolt, among others, had been fleeced of billions of Jamaican dollars, millions of US dollars, billions of US dollars, and that the company, billions of Jamaican, millions of US dollars. The company is now in receivership. So the Financial Services Commission, the regulators of the financial sector in Jamaica, they've sent in someone to act as temporary manager.
Right.
So once that happens to the company is dead in its tracks. For those who are old enough of memory to remember, things.
By the way, RJ, just one thing. I think you posted the wrong link.
Yeah, I did. So I'm working on posting the new one, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
But while you're doing it, so guys, it's a serious matter. As you can hear, we're talking about millions. So Bolt is not the only one being hit by this. It's a serious matter. RJ, are you familiar with the concept of the receivership, which George basically was talking about?
I am not. It's not something that we let's say, so that is known in the area of law which I practice, but I can look it up real quick. Cool.
Anyway, so receivership, I think it has to do with someone basically taking over because the company is going down. If the way he talked about it, so it seems like the brokerage company is in the same situation as FTX, where someone else is basically taking over because they are close to bankruptcy. I'm not sure, but
well, if it's so you have the in bankruptcy law, you call them, I don't know if it's the same thing, but you have trustees, and those are basically people who are, as you said, in charge of putting in the of taking over, and the main purpose is to try to collect as much money as possible, and so the main focus is to make sure that the creditors of that particular company do not get harmed more than they are already are. So maybe it's the same. So if it's what you say it is, then it's probably the same. So it's the equivalent of a trustee, let's say.
okay.
It's not yet, the company is not yet bankrupt, but you do let someone take over.
Okay,
And
okay.
I believe so. A majority of countries, you have financial companies that fall under the central bank, or at least a central financial supervisory institution, and as a condition to establish companies such as a stock or investment companies, you would need to comply with laws of that particular institution as well. So most of the times it's not most of the times financial institutions do not fall only under the law, but they also have like specific rules that apply to financial institutions.
Mm.
So there was, yeah. So what I mean to say, just to finish up my thought, the trustee, oftentimes a trustee is more, you can say they have the same task, and maybe it is the same. Maybe it's just a different name for the same person, but maybe it's the receivership can also be someone that has a particular status under the, let's say, financial laws.